your backs.
Bloodlust is high in the city-state of Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. The city patrons want to see blood spilt upon the sand. I, Harry Maximus Jacobs, will bring a spectacle to the people, showing off my gladiators of Ludus, Domus, Crocus, Coltrum. Today, Ludus Magnus has challenged my house for the glory of Territoria Spectatronalis Canada. To the victor goes the glory, as there is no glory in defeat. Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and welcome today. Today we are going to be looking at For Glory, the Champions expansion. This is a expansion that includes a solo mode and a 3 to 4 player mode. This, of course, is for the highly successful For Glory, which was a Kickstarter, and it is a 1 to 2 player game. The original game was a 2-player deck building duel, but with the expansion, you can now play solo or with 3 to 4 players. This is, as I said, a deck building game in which you are going to build your Ludus, pit your gladiators against your opponent's gladiators, and take home the glory. So let's go down to the table and take a look at the various components that are in the box, and then we're going to set up and we're going to go through that solo game. I can't wait. I love deck builders. Deck builders are my jam, which is a terrible expression. I'm sorry I even used it now, but I'm leaving it in. So let's head down to that table and look at this game. So what we're looking in front of you is Alex Wolf's For Glory. It is a 2-player game, 60 to 90 minutes, ages 14 plus, and is by Spielcraft Games. On this side, For Glory, the Champions expansion is for 1 to 4 players, 40 to 90 minutes, still ages 14 and up, again by Spielcraft Games. So let's open the box and see what's inside the base box. As you would expect, the rules are in place. Now, this was not given to me new in Shrink, so it has been through probably a number of reviewers and content creators. But basically, I have sorted all the cards into their decks, and we're going to take a closer look at these decks when we set it out on the table. So don't get all riled up that I don't show you very much of what's going on here, because you will get that opportunity. We got some beautiful, well-weighted coins, and these are very good. This is the premium edition. We have some wound tokens. We have got some glory markers. And last we have the helmet, which is the crowd's favorite token, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. That just gives you a special privilege, basically. And we should have 2 of these, but unfortunately there was only 1. I did tell Alex, but this has been handed down, and we'll find something. But this is the arena marker that basically shows who is winning in that particular arena. We will find a suitable replacement by the time we set this up. So as you can see, here is the For Glory Champions box. So we're going to take a look in. Now there's some components that got kind of mixed around as they've been sent from reviewer to reviewer. But here we have the 3 and 4 player rule book and the solo mode and the 3 and 4 player mode. This is the cards for the Ludus Magnus. So this is the AI cards. And the AI cards have, and I will show you once we get into the game, have a number of different sections that help us determine what to do from the AI's perspective. And so they will go through the machinations phase, the tactics phase, the combat phase, and we have a solo mode reference right here. Now, Alex sent this as a PDF, and I used my handy dandy laminator for the first time. That was so cool. It'll fit in this box, but it won't fit in this box. In this one, we have more glory. We have tokens. We have more arenas. We have champion gladiators, and we have more boards. And you can see the boards are really good about giving you the turn orders. They are not double-sided. Oh, they are double-sided. So this is the solo side, I believe. Is this the solo side? I'm not sure. Oh, that's 3-4 player. Here it is, 1 and 2 player. So there is the board that we are going to use. So this is the board that we're going to be using through the game, and it comes double-sided in the championship because it's 3 and 4 players now, so it's slightly different. And of course, we can use the original 2 boards. But this is a deck builder, so there are cards, lots and lots of cards. But I don't think there's anything outstanding here that would I don't think there's anything here that would stop a person to learn this game very, very quickly. Because as you know, most deck builders, the rules are basically on the cards, and then you just follow along the phases. And then there's just references. So that is how this game is sitting in the box at this point. What we're going to do next is we're going to set up the game, go through some of the basic rules, and then start playing from the solo perspective. I don't know if I'm going to sleeve these yet. I will decide whether I will sleeve them or not. Probably not at this point. We'll just play and then we'll go from there. Well, it's an early morning. My wife has gone off to flying off to Toronto today to see her mother who is ill. So I'm all alone and it's early in the morning and I'm just stepping in here. We've done a little mini unboxing. We've showed you some of the components. What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the decks according to the rules with the Champions expansion. I am just going to combine the deck. We're going to play with the Champions expansion, so we're going to pick a champion and put it in our deck, and they have upgradable gladiators. So I'm just going to do that. So you can see I have the boxes here, and we're going to do that. And I'm going to get to the setup. We're going to go through the setup. We're going to look at some of the components, and then we're going to get playing. Okay, we are back. It is still a busy morning. I had to take a minute to get the puppies settled. I have been fostering puppies for the last 2 weeks. They came to me at 3 weeks old. The mother had been taken away due to an illness, and so I have been raising the puppies since 3 weeks, and the vet technician had them for the first 3 weeks of their life as well. So it's been a long time, but they are 5 weeks old. They are doing wonderfully, and they're little monsters at this point. But without any further ado, let us take a look at the components. So I laid out the components. As I promised, we would take a closer look. So I've laid them out just so you can see what they are. This is the crowd favor token, and we will be using that. And the AI will start with that, or the Ludus magnus. Now, normally, each arena would get a little tiny sword like that on it, but unfortunately, I have a review copy of the game, and I only got one. No big deal, as far as I'm concerned. So we'll put that back in the box, and we have 2 big honking cutlery, thanks to Mark's Chinese Food, in their little packets. So that's what we'll be using. I'm going to try to find something suitable. I did back this game, so I will actually get a new set. But this is a review copy. There are prototype copies of everything in here. So some of the components are prototype. Some of them are from the premium edition. They're all mixed together. I can't tell what is what. So thank you, Alex. I mean, it's really great to see good quality prototype components that you can mix with the premium edition of the game, and I can't tell which is which. So in my geek boxes, we have our glory, we have our coins, and we'll talk more about the coins. But what happens is when your gladiator dies, you can pick up some coins. You get 1 coin as insurance. These are blessing tokens, so these are a add-on to the Champions edition, and we're certainly going to be playing with the Champions edition. And of course our wound tokens. So we'll just move them off to the side a little bit. Here are our standard set of 14 starter cards, and you can see right here 1. They all have the number 1, and this is 3 since the expansion also offers 3 to 4. So I actually have 4 sets of these now, and we're going to be playing with the number 1 set. And it's typical deck builder. There's some coins, a patron. Now, this patron supports a gladiator, so you can't put a gladiator in a ring if you don't have a patron. And then we have a couple of cards. What do they call these cards? They call them scheme cards. So we have a couple of scheme cards, and then we have some of our own gladiators. They don't need patrons. They come from our Ludus, and that's Cestus and Abata. So it's kind of neat that each of the artwork is different, which is really nice, right? It's not just one generic gladiator and then just some stats. So they've taken some time to really do differentiate the gladiators. We will be playing with Miva, the Champions expansion. So we'll be playing with Miva from the Champions expansion, and they are upgradable. They are upgradable gladiators, and you can see there's 5 different levels, and you can upgrade a level by paying some coins, either from your hand or from the metal coins. And they have different powers, as you can see. And you can see the basic gladiator. You can see attacks, attack strength, and swiftness, and things like that. So, and then there's the levels, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So we've got our levels. And we're going to be playing with Miva, and we're going to put the top level Miva into our deck right there, and then we're going to set this one aside for later. This is our board. This is the 1-player board, and the beauty of this is every rule basically is on the board. So this is a nice little board. It's got well-defined where you put things, so this is really, really nice. On the other side, of course, is a 3-4 player. So along with the original 1 to 2 player board. So everything you really need to know for rules, of course you may want to look something up, is on the board or on the cards. Typical deck builder, right? If there's like most deck builders, if there's a conflict between the cards and the rule book, the cards will always overrule the rule book. Here are arena cards, and each arena card is different. What we'll do is we are going to put out 2 for the fleeting arenas and 1 for the lasting arena. And the 2 lasting arenas and 1 fleeting arena. So we're going to put out 2 lasting arenas, and they're always going to be on the board, and then 1 fleeting arena, which is going to change. So that represents kind of the arena that you're going to go visit. And then if you win in the fleeting arena, you will take this card, add it to your Ludus, and then you'll be able to make use of the various special abilities on those cards. The only way you can use the special abilities on the lasting arena is using these knives, and if you are the Iranian champion, you will make use of the reaction or tactic or whatever the ability is in that arena. These are the most cards. Now we are playing the solo, so we'll be playing 10, 15, 20, 25, and 25. So when our gladiators, bloodlusts, is equal to or more of the bloodlust on the boast card, we're going to go into the arena and into our combat mode. Until then, we'll stay in the machinations phase, which is where we're going to buy our cards, place patrons, play schemes, buy more cards, and like that. Then we have 3 different market decks, and this is kind of what sets this game apart from other games and most deck builders, is because you have multiple decks to buy from, and I always like that. And like I had mentioned earlier, Brass Empires is kind of unique that way because you have multiple decks to buy from, and so you have to make some decisions about, well, do I buy a gladiator, do I buy a tactic, or do I try to get some money in patrons? And you're going to want to balance that off. So what we're looking at is money. And the money has either a patron card, and you can see he supports 1. And that's, and then there's a cost. There we are. There's your cost. This is a money card. So if you spend 3 coins, you'll be able to add that to your deck for 3 coins. Patron cards. And there might be some scheme. There's a scheme card and actually a tactic card too as well. So cool. So we'll be looking closer at these once we start playing. There's a ton. I think there's close to 100 gladiators. Now there are duplicates, and there's one that says gladiator. So this one has 2 hit points. So this, if you look at it, you got 2 combat, 2 hit points, and the initiating value or speed. So when you're in an arena, what we're going to do is we're going to add up the initiation value of each of the gladiators, and whoever has the higher initiation is going to go first. And some of these have tactics. Now, the solo does not use these abilities on the cards of the gladiators. So we will be taking advantage of this. However, the AI will not. And lastly, we have the tactics. And we have, of course, defensive and offensive type cards, like a counterattack, and here is Savage Blow, and Withstand, and Deafy Fate. Wow, Deafy. Okay, Deafy Fate. I have no idea what Deafy means. But these are the cards we're going to have. So that is all the decks in the card. So those are the components. Now, I will say I have one criticism here, and not a deal breaker. It is not a deal breaker normally for me because I am a sleever of cards, and therefore I often sleeve my cards. For fact, 99.999% I usually sleeve my cards, but I haven't done that this morning. So we are going to play with sleeveless. I found the cards just a bit not as good as a card player. Now, mind you, keep in mind that some of these are prototypes, so they might be a little flexible. The finish is not a linen finish, which I prefer, which gives you a little bit better feel. But, I mean, if that's the only criticism, you know, it's not an expensive game. So you have to sort of put that in with the value, overall value of the game. But other than that, all the components are great. Wooden meeples, coins. Now we did have, we have a Broken Blessing. Again, it's a prototype, so you know what? It's not a big deal. Nice metal stuff. So, but all in all, the value in the box is good. I'm going to sleeve these cards later. Once I get a moment, because if I spent the time sleeving this morning, I would not get to the game and get to play the game because I have two puppies and they're up every 2 hours for an hour and for food and doing all their business. So let's get this all set up and let's get down and show you how that setup works, and then we'll start playing. So here we are. We have the components laid out over the table. Over here we have our rules because I have a feeling we're going to be looking at them. I'm going to move this around a little bit, probably going to take this down, but this is where a deck and discard go, right down here. But I'd like to put the cards up here a little bit more. So I'm going to pull this down so that you can see the Villa, the Glory tokens, the coin tokens, and the reserves, as opposed to just my decks. On both sides of this, of course, is the machinations phase, which is the buying and selling and putting your patrons down, and the arena phase, which is, of course, is your combat. And we'll go through the rules as we play the game. And the first turn or two, we will go through this very, very slowly to more tutorial-like. And as we get more turns into the game, we're just going to go. And we're going to take some time to look at the cards as we draw them, and I will put them up under the camera here so that you can see them a little closer. And that is it. So the markets are over here. We have our tactics market, of course. We have our money market, and we have our gladiator market. We have our Ludus Magnus cards at the top. We have our token, favorite token here. The reigning tokens, which are our cutlery. Shh. Alex, don't look. Don't look, Alex. We have glory tokens on. Each of the lasting arenas get 1 glory token. The fleeting gets 2. You play to 6 glory tokens. You can just see the boast card off. Now, I've kept the boast card off just so you can see the 10 here, if you can. Good luck. I can't even see the 10 because I'm half blind with cataracts. You can see the upgrade card for Miva here. You can see my mouse. Oops. Shh. I don't use technology. We may push off the tokens a little bit further as we play along, just so we can make some more room here in the center. Because what's going on in the center is more important than me showing you how to pick a token out of the Magic Geek boxes on the side. But that is the game. I'm going to deal myself 7 cards, and then we are going to go through the turn step by step. And what I'm going to do is I will put this turn up into the corner so you can see and follow along. So we are going to start. Let's go. And I should mention that I have my very own laminated solo mode reference card that was sent by PDF because he forgot to put it into the prototype. My wife was good enough to copy it, and now we are going to laminate it with my Christmas gift, or I did laminate it with my Christmas gift, and these will help us with the Magnus cards. Now this will fit in the big box. I assume that it's not going to be this big when it's in the Champions box because it's not as big. But this does fit in the regular box, and this is perfect. As I already said, I'm half blind anyway, so this is great for me. I do like rule books that have a little bit more font to it. Maybe not like this, but pretty well. If we were to look at the rule book really quickly, let's just see. So one of the typical beefs I have is these kind of brown splotchy pages. Now this is not the first game that I've seen this with, and then these little tiny fonts, and so I can read these really, really good. I have to bring these up quite close to see those because sometimes they get lost in this splotch. So just something to keep in mind if you're buying the game. I generally download a PDF and just read it online, and that's the way I get around it because I can magnify it. But we're just going to be using this for reference, so when I do use it, I'm going to go off camera, take a quick look, and then come back. But I just want you to be aware of that. The For Glory, this is so much better. The pink works a little better than the brown, I think. And, you know, these call-outs are really much nicer. So, yeah. So it's just a color thing, and you know what? It's not a big deal. Again, this is not a game breaker in terms of purchasing a game like this. And as you said, I've already backed it. So I'm just grateful that Alex gave this to me to get a run through for you. And as you know, my run throughs include the unboxing, or at least looking at the components the way I got them. Now organizing them, you saw a little bit how they were organized. Go through the components really quickly. And now we've done the setup. We've showed you the setups. There's your arenas. There's the markets. There's my board. We are ready to go, and let's rock and roll! So there's been a little bit of a change. I just made this a little easier for me to read. So I put everything down. I pushed things off to the side a little bit to the left. And just to give me a little bit more room here. So here's our Boast cards. There's our Miva. We're going to take the number 1 Miva is already in our deck. As you can see, we've got our 15 starting. Miva should be in here somewhere. There she is. We will give that a shuffle on stage here, on camera, and we're ready to play the first turn. So we are set up. We are ready to go. We had a practice run yesterday. That's why the setup looks a little bit different. And I kind of explained that. So I made some changes, had the practice run. I think this setup works very well. We have our cards ready to go. We have a fresh perspective. We have a number of coins. We have a couple of gladiators. We have some schemes. So we are, and our champion gladiator, wherever Miva is, it should be in here somewhere. Bada, there's Miva. That is our champion, upgradable Gladio, who is part of the Champions expansion, as well as our Ludus Magnus, which is part of that. So let's give a shuffle. And we are looking for 10 Bloodlust, 2, 3, to trigger our arena combat. So we're going to put down our Cricket Senator. He can support one gladiator. You can see that, let me bring him up. You can see the little influence marker there, so you can support one gladiator. When we get a gladiator that needs influence, we will certainly show you how that all works. We're going to put down Cestius into the lasting arena. I learned a couple things last game, so I think really we're going to want to go after the lasting arena. Next we have Coal. Gain 2 coins, or choose to choose a card other than Coal in your hand and remove it. So We're just going to take 2 coins. Coins are good. We can combine them and use them with the coins that are in our hand. Now we have 4 coins, and the first thing I want to go after is another. We have a coin card here, or a tactic card. It's a tough decision, but I might want to go with a tactic or another patron. This I would like to get, but I'd like to get. I'm going to get a gladiator first for 4. That is the end of my turn, and that's how quick a turn is. And then we're going to deal out 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to pick up a Machinations card, and you can see the Machinations card. It is going to tell us to get rid of all our, or recycle all our tactics cards. And what that means is we just take this and we add a new market. That's a great mechanism to recycle cards too. It's really, really helpful. That has a mechanics, and we have some cards that allow us to do that. And then we will take our 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is our turn. So let's just see what we have here. Oh, and we have to put another. We are going to. We have a fresh perspective. Gain 1 coin token, and you may discard face-up cards from 1 supply deck. No, I think we're good there. So I'm going to take our fresh perspective, and we're going to take our coin. We're going to go over here with Andabata. So we have 2 out of the 10. And we also have Miva. So I'm going to take the advantage while things are slow. I'm going to take 2 coins, and I'm going to update Miva. And now we have 2 more coins. And I think it might be worth investing into a tactics card. So I'm going to get a tactics card at this point. Spend the 2 and the 2 in my hand to pick up Might. Each of your gladiators gains +1 combat, and that's what the swords are, and that goes on here. That is the end of our turn. We're going to basically shuffle up our cards. We have 7 for the next turn. We'll pick up our Machinations. So this says top of the deck where the player has the most gladiators. So we're going to take that and we're going to put him right here. Oops, that's not a gladiator. So we're going to take the top of the deck. Usually they always get the powerful ones. That one's not too bad. We might be able to take care of him. So that's the iconology. And there's a ton of iconology to learn here. And again, that's why we have this magic sheet, which is upside down. This magic sheet that helps us. And yesterday I was referring to that very often. We have now 4 out of the 10 bloodlust that we need. Now let's take a look what we have here. We have a Might tactics card. So with tactics cards, we're certainly going to take our tactic card and we're going to put that face down because we can buy them back. And that works during the combat phase, and we can buy back our tactics card. That allows us to plan ahead for the arena phase. So another fresh perspective, and we got to put our. Whoa, that's a super expensive card, the counterattack. So I'm going to take a coin and recycle. I'm going to do the same thing. That card is a fresh perspective and allows us to recycle our deck. I'm just looking for some cheaper cards. And then we have Miva. We could go for the upgrade again. So, but at this point, let's get Miva out. So we have 6. So we have 5 altogether. We have 4. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't mind getting a patron. This one allows us to deal a damage. And he's 4. So let's get a patron out. And really, I learned a little bit about this game yesterday. So, oh, that's kind of a nice one. And then we'll deal ourselves 7 card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is everything. And we'll just give that a shuffle. Now this is a self-thinning deck, which is kind of interesting play when you're dealing with a deck builder. It thins itself as you play cards. So you're constantly adding cards and, you know, and moving cards around. Now we'll take another gladiator. It's going to say, take the gladiators and get rid of them. Basically, that's that little symbol that says, I'm a gladiator, and there's a big circle with arrows on it. So the gladiators go over here, and we pull out our fresh gladiators, which is kind of nice because maybe we can pick up another gladiator. I find it's a great advantage that you really got to get into this really, really early. So influence here, if you look at if we bring up this guy here, you can see the little symbol here. That's the influence. So that's how many influences it takes to put that gladiator out. If you ever find yourself below an influence, in other words, even if you tap this card, like some of these patron cards come with an ability which you have to tap. Therefore, you lose that little bit of influence temporarily, and you would have to remove a gladiator with that symbol. So you have to have at least one symbol to support one gladiator. We have Spilkless Tactic. Deal 1 unpreventable damage to Spilkless to a target gladiator. So that's a tactic. So we're going to put him here. So we're good. We have Coal. Gain 2 card tokens or choose a card other than Coal in your hand and remove it permanently. So I am going to take this Coal, and I'm not going to take the 2 coins this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Coal this coin, take the 4 I have in my hand, one of my coins, and I'm going to pick up this 5 right here. So coaling is a very important part. You can see I have trouble picking up my cards here. A very important part of play to try to get to the good cards. So there we go. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So all it's basically going to take is 1 gladiator. Again, he says, remove the gladiators. Well, he really likes to get rid of those gladiators, but he's screwing himself over at this point because the more he doesn't put gladiators out, the more I get to put gladiators out, which really is going to help my cause. It is my turn. I should have dealt out 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have another Praetor. So I'm going to play that Praetor. That's going to allow me to put at least 2, another one out if I want, or I could use this as a tactic card and exhaust it and deal a damage. Fresh Perspective, gain 1 coin, and you may discard a face-up card from 1 supply deck. Okay, so I'm going to take a coin. And I don't think there's anything here. But I've got a mitt full of coins right now. Fresh Perspective goes here. We have 9 coins. I'm going to spend 3 to pick up this money bag. I still have 6 coins. I think I'm going to spend the 4 coins to take Rectius. It leaves us 2 coins. I'm pretty good. I think we're good here. Now we have to do our count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're still sitting at 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we are, 6. We'll do our machinations phase. He is going to take 2 into a fleeting glory. That's the lasting glory. This is the fleeting glory. So we're going to take 2, 1. Whoops, so 2 gladiators from the top. And he always goes to the closest right there. 1. Spartacus. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, then what we do is we check to see if there is any battle. If we're over the 12, which we are because that's 3, we're at 8 is 11. Then we go into our arena phase and we start over here in our fleeting. I always get confused to me thinking lasting is 2, fleeting is 1. Let's just check here. Yes, so if we look here in the handy rule books, you can see there's the fleeting and these are the lasting. So he wins automatically here. So 1 glory for our AI, Ludus Magnus. Now, Ludus actually means games in Latin, for those who don't know what Ludus means. So it's Ludus Magnus, he has got 1 glory now. We're going to come over here. We're going to add, now normally you would add up all the icons, and we bring that icon up here. See that icon there? That is the initiation icon. You can see I have a lot. He has 2, I have 5, so I get the initiation. He has 2. So because I only support 1, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust this Praetor as a tactic, and we're going to do 1 damage there as a tactic. And then as a combat, we are going to take Spilkus. Actually, we've already done our tactic, so I think we're going to save this. And we're going to Mevis attack for 2. Now, we can have a reaction. Now, the way the reaction look is, we're going to take one of our Ludus cards. We're going to prevent 1 damage. You can see reaction down here. Goes away. There we go. We actually now win this one because we have killed his gladiator. And I take the 2 glory here. He continues on with the favor token because he has less glory than I do. These 2 go away as well. Now he is the reigning champion, but in the case of... Ooh, it's so hard to slide things here. Anyway, so he's the reigning champion here. I don't get any... I get this card to go into my villa and arenas. So I can use this as a special effect if I wish. Tactic, exhaust Salamis to take a gladiator +4. Shield until the end of the battle. The only way to trigger these is you have to have the Fleeting Glory, which he does, but he takes his reactions from each of your gladiators gain +1. So actually, that is something he can have. So he's going to have +1 shield going forward. Of course, now we take all our... Now, we didn't even use our tactic cards, which is good. We'll put those into our discard cards. We didn't even look at our cards. We would draw up to 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll draw up to 7. And we are ready to go into our next round, in which case we are going to go first. And, of course, we have to put our market back. 2, 3, 4. So, call. Gain 2 coins or card other than call in your hand. So we're going to call. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins. Wonderful. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2. And we're going to take Thorax. And his special ability is gains +1 for each damage on Thorax. He starts with 2, but he has 7 shield. So he is going to be very tough to kill. The boast goes away, I should tell you, and now we have 15 boast. That means, or 15 bloodlust. So we can have 15 bloodlust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a very interesting deck builder, as I said. I love the sort of the reverse deck builder as you thin and call cards by playing them. And of course our Praetor gets back. And now it is his turn. He says, top of the deck, player has the most. I'm going to go with back over here because I don't have any. So the rule basically said Alex Wolff in his playthrough, closest to the, this will go here, closest to the market. Hypercalamus, 5. That's going to be tough to kill. I will pick up my cards. Okay, it's our turn again. We have Fresh Perspective. Gain 1 token you may discard. Oh, well, I got... okay, well, I'm going to gain a token. Do I want to discard a market? No, I don't think I want to discard a market. For now... and I forgot. We flip this over, and we put 2 more glory on top. Just like that. Whoops. And just like that. So with that special ability, he's got 6 shields. I don't see why we wouldn't give him that. So we have a ton of gold here. So one of the things I think we're going to go after is a new... first thing to do, we're going to put Gractius here. Then I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend 6 to pick up Pontius Maximus. Oh, he's a Maximus too? And he has a reaction. When you use a tactic, you may pay 2 coins to place a blessing on a target. Gladiator, we haven't talked about blessings, but that basically prevents all damage, which is kind of nice. And then we have 5 still left. I think we've got a fair bit of there, so I'm going to, a fair bit of gladiators in there. So we're going to go with a new tactics card. And we're going to count out 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will allow Ludus Magnus to take his turn, and he is going to put 2 in the fleeting right here. Or lasting, I should say. And that's what that big one means. Or the sort of, let me just bring that up to you. There it is. The lasting glory. So he's going to put 2 off the top of the deck here. That's going to make, oh my gosh. That's going to make life a little bit more difficult now. That is going to be very, very tough to deal with. Well, and we still have 15. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully, we have 7 cards. Hopefully, we can get some gladiators down. Now, first we have call. Gain 2 tokens or choose a card in your hand. I don't think I want to call. Oh, and we should add. Yeah, we need some money. But I don't think there's anything I want to call right now. So we'll just take the 2 coins. We're going to put, I think at this point we're going to spend 3 coins and upgrade Miva again. So we're going to take this Miva, go for the next level of Miva right here. And then we are going to play, we have 2 patrons, so we're good. So we're going to play Spilkus. And we have 4. Do you have anything here? Fortitude. We have 7. Oh, that's a, sorry. That was off the, oh, 13. I don't think, that's what. Counterattack. When it damages assigned, reassign up to 3 damage from target gladiator to another gladiator. That is nice. 13. Do I have 13? I do not. I don't have another money's bag. Another patron might be nice. I like the idea of this scheme here. So I am going to spend 3 out of my coins plus 4 in my hand. To take this particular guy, Adili. Again, I don't go by my Latin pronunciation. We will refill the market. I'd like to see some more money cards, and then we'll refill our hands. There we are, 5, 5, and there we go. It is now the turn of our Ludus Magnus, and we're going to put another one here. This is going to get very, very nasty. And it's 3, so we has 10, 8, 10, 15. Oh, and we forgot to put a marker here. 15. Oh, that triggers it all. He wins automatically over here. There's no ifs, ands, or... Oh, so before we go into this, and we always start here from the left and move to the right, he gets a number of... So he gets the late registrations. And what that means for the Ludus Magnus is, for each glory I have, he's going to pick 1 card. And this one is, he's going to put 1 into the fleeting here. Late registrations are going to be killers. And machinations, he's going to put one in each starting here. So from the left. Whoops. Off the top of the deck. And off the top of the deck. As you can see, he is going to get his revenge on me, and I'm going to wind up with a big fat raspberry. So, starting from the left, we've had our late registrations. We're going to fight our battle. There is no battle here. He picks up that glory. Woohoo! We go first. I'm going to spend... let's make sure we have our 7 cards. I don't know what we have in our hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have any tactics here. We'll spend one of our coins from our hand to pick up the tactic card. And first thing we'll do is I'm going to play a tactic card. That means to the end of the battle, everybody is a +1, which is good. So 2 and 2, which is really not that good. Reaction. When reaction attacks, you may exhaust a target's gladiator. He is going to attack to do 1 damage to somebody. So we're going to try to at least take out a gladiator. It depends on his reaction. So we'll take Retius and see what we get. As a reaction, reassign 2 damage to a player. Now we're going to have to interpret this, what that means. I think, what does that mean? Of the highest, oh there it is, lowest health. 1. Okay, so basically he's going to reassign the damage, and that takes care of Retius. He is gone. He's been killed. Oh, that is too bad. He is one of my favorites. There we are. He goes back into my coal. Now it's their turn. Now what happens, and I'll show you how combat works. We're going to take basically the first line, and that is a combat, and it says take his highest value to my lowest value. Well, I only have 1. His highest value is 3 and 3. And I don't have a reaction, I don't believe. Now, actually, with that would have been a +2, but it still wouldn't have been enough to kill him because we prevented that. He reassigned up to 2 damage. I don't know. Oh, we have. So, what do we have? Anything here we can use? So, I'm going to use this arena. So, we'll tap it by turning. I'm just going to turn it over. And it prevents 4 damage to the end of battle. So now he has 7. Whew. So we're just going to play that over here. And of course we are now going to exhaust. And that says, while Happy Mess is exhausted, each other pupper loses all text ability. I think that says. Yes. So all text abilities are lost on these guys. So none of these, they don't play with those text abilities anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And now it's their normal, it is a tactics turn. So we're going to turn it over and we're going to look at the tactics. And basically what that says is we're going to exhaust this guy. And take 2 damage. Oh, sorry, the Ludus player is going to exhaust 1 gladiator, his lowest gladiator, combat gladiator, which be him, to do 2 damage to mine, puts it to 5. We are dead. We also lose. Now, let's take a look at this card a little bit closer. So, the player here, you can see that is he's going to exhaust his lowest combat value to do 2 damage to my lowest combat value. Of course, there's only 1. Which means we are dead. Basically, that means he gets the 2. Now he is up 4. And this is going to go in because he doesn't make use of those. We're going to reload and make use of things, reload and start the next round. There we go. We got that. We've got that. We've got that. We've got that. We will put gems back out. You can see now it's 4-2. Now I do have the favor token. But I have not won in any of these arenas, so I really don't have any advantage at this point. This is going to come off. The next boast card comes off. And we are now going to have 20. You can see in that round, I did not do well. He managed to purchase a ton of gladiators. And basically, I took it in the chin. Well, now we're going to take our next hand. Now, if he wins here, he's going to win the game. And I have 2. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult, I think. So we're going to take Turex. And we're definitely putting him here. We have 2, so that's going to take up 2 of our patrons. Coal, gain 2 more cards, or choose a card other than the coal. Yeah, I think we're going to want a coal. So we'll get rid of the other $1. We're going to put 2 more of these right here. We're going to go very, very heavy into tactics. Gain 1 coin and you may discard the face-up cards. Well, we're going to need a patron too. Reduce the cost of tactics. So we're going to spend 5. We're going to have a leftover gold. That's fine. And then we're going to gain, which we're going to buy this patron. So it's going to give us 4 patrons. We've already got 2 here used up. So we can put up at least 2 more here. And we'll get a fresh perspective and we're going to gain a coin. And that is it. So we're going to refill our market. Give ourselves 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to go heavy here. We have to. And he is going to go into the lasting glory right there. So that's a good thing for him. Oops, I keep wanting to do that. Okay. It's the top of the deck. And you can see that going into the lasting glory. We don't care about this. We need 2 here or else we are going to lose the game. So this game basically can go 3 rounds, maybe 4 rounds, depending on the game. Next up, we're going to take ours. We have a tactic. And we're going to put our tactic down here, right there. Miva. Oof. I wonder if we should try to upgrade Miva. We have our 5th, and that's a skiing tactic. Exhaust to draw a card, then discard a card. We may do that. I like the idea of another. I don't really want. I want to invest here. Oh, I'd like to. Oh, this would be a great guy to get if I had 9. I don't have 9. We have time though, so I'm going to take 4. To buy this 4 coin, which goes here. We're going to put Miva out. We have 2 coins left, and that is it. That's what we'll do for our turn here. Check card 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 20. So we are going to take our 7 cards. That's 2. And we have lots of patrons. 5. There we go. We're going to turn over for the machinations. And he is going to put 2 in the lasting glory. So he's going to go 2. 1. Whoops. I keep wanting to do that. 1, 2. Oh, 2 into lasting glory. Always got to remember, lasting is 2, fleeting is 1. So you can see right away, we are going to have our... So that is 2 to the fleeting glory. Sorry, I get confused. So we've got to get more here, because there's going to be a big battle here. So what do we have here? We have a fresh perspective. Radius. So we're going to get Radius out. So 1, 2, 3, we still have plenty of reduce the cost of a tactic card. Might be worth trying to get a tactic card. 7, ooh. So I can reduce, I can scheme, so I'm going to exhaust. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still okay over here. And we can reduce the cost of 7 by 2. Oh, no, wrong one. A tactic card. Reduce the... Oh, so that just all the time. Sorry. So with that's a tactic or a scheme. That's going to allow us to disdraw a card. So that's actually 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6. So we're going to take a tactic card. Gain 1 coin. And we can move some cards. I'd like to get some money cards if we can, so I'm going to do that. And we have 1 left, so we're going to actually discard this library here. And hope maybe we get a little bit more money cards here. 1. Oh, good. 1, 2, and a patron. And a scheme at the same time, which is good. And another patron. So we've pretty much what we got. 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's everything. We are going to pull the machinations. And we are going to put 1 where I have the most players. I don't think we're close to 20 yet. So what do we have here? We have 5, 8, 10, 12. 12 out of 20. It is my turn. We have a tactic card. We have the might. So we're going to put the might down. There we are. We got enough for that. Spilicus. Spicus. I'm not even going to worry about here. We have 4. We have 4, 5 here. So we're going to put him down here. Call, gain 2, or call a card in my hand. I'm going to call a card in my hand. There we go. We have 10. Lots of coin. So we're going to pick up another patron for 5. And we should have replaced this. Scheme, exhaust, and pay 2 coin to move a target card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. We put that there. That's good. I really just want it for the... Oops, I don't have to do that. I'm going to spend another 4 to pick up this 4. And we have 1 left, which I'm not going to use. We will refill. Dun, 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 dun. And we're going to pick up a card. He is going to put 1 where I'm the most popular. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oops, I keep doing that. Valentinus. So we have 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 17. We are getting close to the battle of the century. I think I might have advantage in numbers, but it's hard to tell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have enough here, so we could exhaust somebody if we need to. So I wouldn't mind getting another patron if we can. He's 10 though. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, we can put this guy out. Sorry. It's a scheme. It says... Pay 2 coin to move a card from your discard pile. So we're not really worried about that too much. We really want to get out that. I really like to get a big kick-ass gladiator if we can. Now I have no gladiators here. So it says, okay, so we're going to use my coal card to coal. We have, hopefully we're going to have enough to, oh, do we have enough? We have 2 cards there. I have 4, 4, 3 is 11. Oh. Ooh, I don't know whether or not to... Fresh perspective. So I'm going to take a coin. That gives us 12, and we can spend 1, 13 to get a counterattack. Wow. So we're going to do that. So these 2 coins go back. These coins are gone. I'm going to pick up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can see I've got using my cards almost as fast. So this never gets away. from you. That's a nice kind of feeling that you do get to the cards that you need to get to. It is the Machinations phase for Ludus Magnus. He's going to put 2 in the lasting, which is over here, which is going to make this a very interesting and tough fight for us. I believe this is going to put us up over to the 20 mark. So we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, 13, 14, 15, 20. Boom! We are in the arena phase. He gets the late registration. This is for all the marbles, folks. And we're about as even as we can get. So he's going to take, for every glory, he's going to put 1 in the lasting. I got a feeling I've just lost my advantage here. And another one in the lasting. Oops, sorry. Wow, this is going to be the big fight. So, first off, done. That's 5. If I don't win here, this is game over. I am going to spend my... Well, I can spend it for my hand, too. If I'd like, I can spend either or. It doesn't really matter. 1, 2... So I'm going to spend the 3 coins I have. Oh, I can late register. Oh, I don't have any to late register, unfortunately. But I will spend my 3 coins. Well, we might get another round out of this. So let's spend the 3 coins for my hand to take up the 3 tactic cards. Now I have a few tactic cards that may help us, but maybe not. Who's potentially going to die first? Oh, we have to do the initiation phase. So we have 4, 1, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15, 16. We have 1, 3, 7, 9, 10. So he is going to go first. Oh, I got a feeling that this is not going to go. We will pull up the first thing, and it's a tactics card, and it says we're going to exhaust our highest gladiator. Oh my gosh. Now, when they're exhausted, they can still do a tactic. 2, 1. Our highest is this guy. So we've just lost Thrak. He can still do a tactic on his turn. So that is the tactic. Now we're going to do combat. And it says we're going to take the highest. We have a 3, a 4, a 5. So this is the highest. It is Spartacus. And the first thing he's going to do is he's going to combat looks like my lowest. Let me just check the handy dandy. A lowest effective health. Lowest effective health. So I don't have anybody with damage. So he's got 7. He's got 2, 1, 1, 1. So the effective health here, 3, 2, 4, 4. This is Spitiglis. And he is going to take 5 damage. Of course, that will kill him. Does he have a reaction? No, he does not. However, so he does 5. However, I can do a counterattack. So it is a reaction. Deal 3 damage is assigned. Be assigned up to 3 damage from target gladiator to another target gladiator. So he's still going to take 2. Damage. Now you can't see these guys up here, so here we are. Let's just move these here where we are right now. There we are. So we've taken 2 damage, and I can reassign 3 to a gladiator. Well, can we whittle these down? I don't know. I don't think we're going to win. Of course, Spartacus is there. I think we'll try to maybe take out tell you what, we're going to just reassign to this Sun Knight 3 damage. So we will now kill him, which is nice. We're down. At least he's down 1. Okay. And into the discard pile. Okay. And Spartacus has been used up. That is we had a reaction. Now we can try. He's almost dead. He can do 1 point of damage and he can do a tactic. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to play this tactic, which says everybody's a +1 might, which is good. We're going to turn him for 2 damage. Can we try to take out? We're going to try to take out Aatrox. So potentially he has up to 2 damage here. Let us see what the reaction is. It says prevent 1 damage. So we are done 1 out of the 2 damage. That is 2 of our gladiators used at this point. We are now going to pick up the combat, and it is a combat. It is his highest combat against my lowest effective health, which is basically this, because he's down to 1. And so it's our highest, which is 2, 0, so 4. So he's going to do up to 4 damage. I don't know whether or not I actually have a reaction, which I don't believe I do. I don't have a reaction. So basically he dies. Bang! Into the pile he goes. And he still gets to do a tactic. His tactic is nothing, null, which is good. It is my turn. We are really not doing as well as we could. He can attack with 2 combat. He could probably take out somebody big. He has 2, and he has 4. So I think the first thing he's going to do, we're going to try to use one of our tactics. We have a deal 2 damage, so that he's going to use one of our tactic cards. And we're going to go after him. So he is gone. Then we are going to take 2 of our guys, because we're going to attack, because he can attack with 2, is 4. So I think he's going to go after, who's going to go? One of these 2. Okay, so we're going to potentially do up to 4 damage to Valentinus. So we have to check his reaction. His reaction is a null reaction. So Valentinus is now gone the way of a gladiator and had a wonderful death. Maybe not so wonderful for him. So we are down to just a couple of gladiators left on my board. Oh, and we're +1 actually, so I could have. Okay, so got to remember that I'm +1. We are now down to combat. We have a tactical. We're going to exhaust our lowest. We have a 1, 2 effective. This is our lowest. He is exhausted. Oh, now we get to do a combat. Okay, it says we are going to take our lowest and fight our lowest effective health. So our lowest effective health is 1, 2, 1, 2, basically 3. I say this is our lowest effective health because we have 1 each with 2, but I'm going to go by the stats, so his initiation is low. And he is going to do 3 damage to our lowest effective health, which I've deemed to be him. He is gone. However, I do get the insurance, but I don't think it's really going to matter at this point whether I get the insurance or not. It is back to my turn. I really only have Veteraris. He could take a savage. He's only going to do 3 + 4, so he's going to have to do And he's got +2. So he's going to try to take out Perseus. He's a 4. So first thing he's going to do is he's going to throw his last tactical out. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to go 2 more. We're going to have to see how he reacts. Prevents 1. So in theory, he does 4 damage. And Perseus is dead. We are all exhausted. He still has a ton of left. And I'm out of tactical cards. So basically, that's all I have left in my hand. So let's start with a combat or tactical. It is combat. It is our highest combat. So we have a 3, a 2, and a 2. So that will be this gentleman. And he is going to affect our highest health or our highest combat. 2, 2, 2, which is our effective. 2, 4. I'm going to go with this one. And he is going to do 3 damage. I have no reactions. So basically, off he goes. Now we get to do a tactical. And the tactical says we are going to exhaust one of his gladiators. Doesn't really matter. To do a damage to every gladiator. Isn't that wonderful? And I'll show you that icon as soon as I can do that. 1, 2, and 3. So this guy is gone. He has no reaction, I don't believe. All reactions when Ferris attacks. Well, in that case, there we are. You can see the iconology there. That's an all type of an iconology. Okay, so he's done his tactics. He's done his battle. It is our turn. We can't do anything. His last guy, so he's going to pick up a machination, a card. First is up combat to the lowest effective health. Again, he's got 6 health. He's got 1 health. This guy is actually dead. I get insurance, which means he's going to attack him. He's going to attack for 2. I have no reactions. He's dead. I get another insurance. And that is basically the end of the round. I don't think I'm going to make it through. I have 1 left. Let's restart everybody again. Oh my gosh. I got a feeling that he's got the advantage because I only have 1 Swift and I don't even add that up. We're going to go first. Now he is a big guy, but let's see what happens. We're going to take our highest to our highest. So his highest is Spartacus, which is 5. That puts us up to 6 damage. I think if I was going to do this again, I would probably do some bigger hearts so that we can have some 5s or something, or 6s. Okay, and then he gets to do a tactic. Spartacus says, tactic, I'm going to do 3 damage to the swiftest. Well, we only have 1. So basically that takes care of our guy. We were ineffective in stopping the Ludus magnus. Now I don't remember if I actually did the +2 here or not, because I should have given him 2 glory. I'm pretty sure I did, and if I didn't, I made a mistake. And it really didn't matter at the end of the game. So let's skip down to final thoughts, and let me tell you how I felt about this game. I like this game. This is my second pass through. The first one I had a few mistakes, and I reviewed the video, tried to pick up on those mistakes and fix it, so I adjusted the way the game looked on the board, which gave us a little bit more view. Overall, looks like the Ludus Magnus has a great advantage over the player. You saw I was really trying to go heavy here, But he was pulling some big stops out, ran that up to 20 very, very quickly. Now, in the practice game, he did not. However, that glory bit where he gets 2 late registrations on your glory, so that's deadly, especially when they all pile on to the place I really want to go, and there was really nothing I could do about it. So that's probably, I don't know what the win rate here is. I've got a feeling it's pretty low. But for most designers I talk to, it's usually they look for a 20% win rate, 20 to 30%. I'd have to play this, I guess, 5 more times to see, and I probably will because I love this deck builder. What do I like about it? 3 markets. Oh, you have to make some very, very hard choices. Do I buy a gladiator? Do I want to invest in some money? Do I get patrons? I need patrons to put gladiators out. So there's this whole interrelationship of these decks, which are really, really nice. And I think this is going to shine in a 2 or even a 3 and a 4 player game. So it's very exciting, I think. I think it's going to be some tense moments in a 3 or 4 player game when you're trying to battle over here. I think it's going to be amazing. I like the champion expansion. You'd be able to bring up your champion. I think in a multiplayer game you might get some more time to develop in the later stages of the game, perhaps, but perhaps not. But I do like the idea of the champions. I do like the extra cards that you get. It's just more of a really good thing. It is currently on Kickstarter now. Now, whether I get this video out in time before the Kickstarter ends, I don't know. But this is a good game. Now, I don't often go, oh my God, and gush, but I am gushing over this game. I am so glad that Alex gave me a chance to play this game and do a video and on the Champions expansion. It is a wonderful little deck builder. It doesn't take up a lot of space. This is like a 36 by 42 space, so it's not too bad for a solo playthrough. A couple little things that I had mentioned previous. Cardstock, I sleeve, but I don't like the feel tactily on these cards. Not a big showstopper for me. They're a little thin, again, but again, not a showstopper. I could put them in FFG 0.92 micron sleeves. Solves that problem if you're a sleever. Great coins, nice weight. The hearts are pretty standard to just most games. Now you can see here, if you look really close, you can see there's some broken bits in here. So the blessing, that's probably a structural issue with this type of blessing. It's not a showstopper by any means, but it's just something that maybe in the next time that maybe they need to be injected plastic instead of wooden. Maybe wooden's cheaper than plastic. I don't know offhand. Other than that, if you like what you see, please hit the like. Please subscribe. It is the only way I ask of you to help me produce videos. I don't have Patreon. I don't get paid for what I do. I just do for the joy of playing games, working for my community, which is the northern Canada. I live in a very mostly remote area, not hard to get to, but it is colder than heck, and we only have one road in, and that's where the road stops, basically in Canada. We are above 62 degrees, which puts us in the subarctic, and yes, I've been above the Arctic Circle a number of times, and depending where you go here, it is freaking cold. Anyway, we are in winter, so we get about 8 hours of daylight, and we are marching down to about 20 and a half hours of darkness, which will come in a few more weeks. That is it for me. If you have any comments, please put them down below. Search me up on one of the many game boards that I'm on. Board Game Revolution, everything board games, solo board gamers, the solo board game group, the board game group, and a bunch of others, Dragon Crawlers and other games. That's it for now. I am signing off. I am going to lick my wounds, build up my stock of gladiators again because I didn't do very well, and we're going to take another shot at this off camera. So This is Harry Jacobs, North of 60 Gamer, saying, have a great gaming week.